Good morning. It is Monday, December 11th. My name is Jason Allen. I am a realtor and real estate planner based in Palm Springs, California, and I'm going to bring you a market update for Rancho Mirage. I just want to start with saying it's a little bit cooler in the desert. You see me with a sweater today. We do have cool evenings. When I talk to folks that have never really experienced Palm Springs, they focus on the heat. And I will tell you, winter here is glorious. We have days that run 68 to 85 degrees, uh, but very cool evenings often, sometimes in the 30s and 40s. Last night, I think we dipped into the high 40s. And so the house is a little cool today, so I'm wearing a sweater. I also want to point out, I apologize for this mess over here. It is end of year, so I have all kinds of tech stuff I have to do, as I'm sure you might need to do as well. My plan for those that have not joined me before is to share my screen. You at this moment should be able to see the desert dynamics charts, and I'm going to walk through these. Once again, this is for Rancho Mirage. I do one of these every Monday, although next week I will be out taking a little vacation. And I focus on different cities each week. When there are 5 weeks in the month, I will do a whole valley-wide report. You are welcome to reach out to me at any time, and I'm happy to do a customized version of these for a city, or I can drill down into a neighborhood or development that you're focused on. So today, since it's a broad kind of a report, I'm focusing on all of Rancho Mirage. I do single family, then I do condos. Let's dive in. Unit sales, 27. That may not sound like a lot, but we are up by more than half of what we have been doing. So November of 22, significantly lower. You are starting to see, or we are starting to see, people return to the marketplace. Very good for prices. And although our inventory over here is up by 10%, we still have historically low inventory. Some of that is driven by the folks that have purchased houses and maybe seen their equity erode a little bit, not by a lot. You can see here where the median sales price compared to last year is down 6.3%. So we're not talking wholesale changes here. But those folks are not going to likely put their house on the market and move unless there's some life-changing event that requires them to do so. Then you have a bunch of folks that paid cash or that got an incredibly low interest rate. I'm going to talk about interest rates in a little bit, but those folks are not going to put their houses on the market. So inventory is going to remain low for a while. We'll see it tick up slightly, but not significantly. Okay, going back to the charts, median sales price, $1,125,000. That's for a single family home. Days on market, 34. That's for single family homes. That's actually very good, and it's down compared to a year ago. Sales to list price. So in this case, these folks may have taken a price reduction, but it would have shown up in the contract, or excuse me, in the closing price, not a reduction during the listing period, if that makes sense. And I draw that distinction compared to this chart, which is 92%. So in other words, folks that listed at 1 million and then came down to somewhere in the nines, that would be an example. So in other words, these showed up on the MLS as price reductions, and then they may have also taken a price reduction as part of the final sales contract. But that's the distinction between these two particular charts. 29.6% of the listings sold at or above listing price. So remember, that's going to factor in on these two. It's going to average it out a bit. We have 4 months of supply. Generally speaking, we say that 6 months of supply is a balanced market. Anything exceeding 6 months of supply is a buyer's market. Anything less than 6 months is a seller's market. Now, what does 4.1 months mean? It means if we had no new listings come to market, it would take about 4 months for all of the inventory we have to completely sell out. Median sales price is up and that's a price per square foot, I want to clarify, and that's up. Now, why would you have this price go down as the total price versus this price go up a little bit? And here's why. We are seeing the more expensive houses stay on the market longer and sell for less compared to what they would have sold for, say, during the pandemic. Bigger house price per square foot goes down. Smaller houses, maybe ones that are completely redone or at an ideal location, or simply because they're smaller, the price per square foot is higher. So this is a reflection on what type of house is selling in the market today. 41% of the houses are sold within 30 days, 89% are selling within 60 days, and 96 are selling within 90 days. So that means we have 4% that are either expiring, being canceled, or still on the market. Let me jump over into condos. Since I've explained the charts, I can go through them more quickly. Unit sales, 19. So we've had an increase in sales of condos in Rancho Mirage as well. Median sales price is down a tick. Inventory is down. That's buoying the number of sales. People want to buy condos and there aren't a lot on the market. Days on market, 57 days. That is up from a year ago. Sales to list price, 97.1. Sales to original price, 95.5. Sales above list price, 31.6. Month supply of inventory, 3.53. Median sales price per square foot, up a whopping 12.6% at 342 a square foot. Condos are selling, 37% are selling within 30 days, 53% are selling within 60 days, 84% are selling within 90 days. And then in the condo market, we have 16% that are either canceling, going on hold, expiring, or simply staying on the market. So here's what I want to do. And I want to, since we're landing on the median sales price of a condo in Rancho Mirage, and again, median is the one right in the middle. So of these 19 sales, the one right in the middle was 564. The rest were above that or below that. Exactly. Let me go over to the mortgage applications chart. And here's what I love about this chart. And if I'm not on it long enough that you can find the URL yourself, reach out to me. I'm happy to give it to you. I love this chart. And the Mortgage News Daily has a whole bunch of really fascinating charts if you get into this stuff. Here's why we are continuing to see our sales be so sluggish. If you take this 564 median price and we say that someone's going to put 20% down and they have a $451,000 mortgage at 7% interest, 7.10% interest on a 30-year fix, that's a $3,000 a month payment. Let me just show you when we had 3% interest, that was $1,900. Most of us, not everybody, most of us buy based on what we can afford on a monthly basis. You go buy a new car, you maybe be able to afford a $400 payment. You might be able to afford a $900 payment. But you look typically at what the monthly is. Interest rates are the only thing that are keeping our sales volume low. And you look at this chart, and although interest rates have come down a little bit, we're not seeing a significant increase in the number of mortgage applications. Now, I've done real estate a long time, and I can tell you that a year out from a presidential election, things typically slow a bit. I don't know if it's just the negative media coverage, if it's the acrimony that we see in civil discourse. I don't know. But it does seem to me like people become much more conservative about what they're going to purchase. Having said that, I think right now is a great time to buy. Why? Although when we go over to this chart now, which is provided to me by Christian and Shauna Bailey at Chicago Title, we see a slight seller's advantage. Operative word slight, very slight. As interest rates drop, mortgage applications are going to go up, more buyers in the marketplace, and the seller's advantage, unless we see a whole lot more inventory come on, the seller's advantage is going to grow. So as a buyer today, and I can tell you with every transaction I've had all of 2023, I have seen sellers have to cede more ground. It might be closing date, it might be the services that are chosen. A number of repairs and requests for repairs has gone up. Um, and here's from a buyer's perspective, why not? If a seller only has one offer, why not ask for the sun and the moon and the stars? All the seller can do is say no. They can't cancel the contract unless you don't perform. So, and this is what I say to my buyers. I say to my buyers, let's go ahead and ask. It becomes incumbent upon the seller to say no, but we don't know what their motivation is to be selling in this market. And their motivation may be very high because they have some other life event going on, divorce, bankruptcy, who knows? At the end of the day, though, as a buyer, you have to be willing to accept that the seller has said, no, we're not going to give you a $10,000 credit. No, we're not going to fix the pool cover because it's got a slight tear. But if you wait as a buyer until there are more people in the marketplace, interest rates are better, most of that leverage you have is going to go away. And so better that you buy today and look toward refinancing down the road. Enough on that soapbox. I'll jump off just so I can show you how they break things down. Now, if you ever compare this chart, that's condos, let's go over to houses. You ever compare this chart to theirs, the numbers are off slightly. I'm not exactly sure why. I suspect it's simply when they consider their cutoff date for their reports versus the cutoff date for Desert Dynamics report. But I do like to take a look at this, and this goes to exactly what I said. It's the high end that has been taking the hit. Everything in the lower three quartiles seems to be moving along nicely. You even see where in the lower expensive properties, they've gone up in value. And that's because if, let's say, I could afford this much of a house in 2020 or 2019, but today I can't, I'm going to go down to this price point. So any seller out there, regardless of what market you're in, if you have a lesser expensive property, now's a great time to sell because you can see prices are going up or remaining stable. So think about that. Let me jump over to the condos again. You can take a quick look at those numbers. Yeah, 642 compared to medians at 564. Again, I'm not positive why this happens. I should just reach out to them and find out. So scrolling down, you can see where condos, even at the high end, are starting to recover nicely. This in the next quartiles, doing great. Lower quartile, excellent. So it's not all doom and gloom in the marketplace. There are always opportunities in every market. And I can tell you that buyers, generally speaking, in a second home market like mine, primarily second home market, want to buy something that doesn't require a lot of work. For those that are willing to accept a property that does need work, you have a lot of opportunity to try and secure a property at a great price. Don't underestimate the cost of improvements, but at least be aware that that sort of an opportunity is out there. When the market is going crazy and there are buyers everywhere, buyers will buy whatever they can buy and then deal with the problems, which generally mean repairs later. So that's all I've got. Again, my name is Jason Allen. I love what I do. Do not hesitate to reach out to me. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. It percolates me up in the matrix, in the algorithms. And until 2 weeks from now, unless I can get my act together while I'm on vacation and get a good internet connection. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.